Complaints would start when? And
Get ready.
complaints. All right. Here we go.
Let's go.
I can't hear Devlin though.
Are we live now?
Yep, we're live.
Welcome to Tri-Virtual Roundtable.
Woo-hoo.
I am guest today. My name is Honey Bear Katherine 777, better known as Katherine L. Carter. And I have written a book called Weight of Dysfunction that we did a discussion of, probably
Can
about
you guys
2
hear me?
months ago. And we are following up on that discussion today. And I'd like to say hello to all of the people out there in Serenity Cove, out in the multiverse who are watching. Remember, you all get a free apartment if you watch this entire
I'm gonna have to jump in on that.
Tell people what Serenity Cove is and what type of
tell
platform
what
and
it's
all
about.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Serenity Cove is a beautiful city in the app of Multiverse that you should go on your headsets or your computer or whatever and download.
Yep.
Multiverse is geez,
VR.
I'll let Doc describe that.
No, primarily a VR platform.
It's a VR platform, and Serenity Cove is located in the multiverse. We have over a dozen shops and stores in there, and every Saturday we hold a shopping event for these places. You can go in there, and our own 3 hosts here each have a shop in there that you can go
Yes, we
in
do.
and visit. There's something in there for
Can you guys hear me
everyone.
okay?
We have everything from media.
Shameless
You
plug.
can get websites to media for you that does websites, and we have Cassandra does art, Yvette does art. We have books, so many different things that we have in there, and everybody seems to think that we're going to have to go off the grid later on. So our Iceman has a store that you can use to buy survival equipment for that.
Doomsday
right?
Depot on
Right.
Serenity Cove. Yes.
But
Yes, but in
speaking of
Serenity Cove. Yes, I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
that's okay. I was going to say, speaking of books, our topic today, as we all know, is I guess the overall topic is domestic abuse. And we want to kind of hone in on that because the last time we had this conversation, it was kind of a really deep conversation. And one of the new things we wanted to point out was resources, because as
Right.
Iceman will tell you, everybody's got personal stories and history of people who actually dealt with it. And we just want to make sure, and because that show received such a, how do you say, following, or
Yeah.
received a lot of, who is behind you?
Yeah, there's some, my goodness.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Devlin, what is going on?
What's up, guys?
So
So as you guys
I'm
can see,
freaking out because I'm like,
as you
as you guys can see,
I
I made a trip to Washington
because I
had to have a few words with Iceman.
I wasn't working out right. He had to come and discipline me.
We're gonna have to let you go.
We're gonna have
to let you.
This is my last broadcast. I just want to thank you, everybody, for letting me entertain you for a couple months.
yeah, that is so cool.
I got to
come and visit, so I just wanted to surprise all of
I
you
was
guys.
supposed to go in that room. You were taking too long. Okay. All right. So we can continue the podcast
we can go back
now.
to our
I'm gonna
show.
be right here.
Oh, I'm so
You
excited.
want me to move back? Okay.
Stay right here.
Let's back up.
So, I mean, that's my whole spiel. And that goes on the mantra that not only do we want to introduce the metaverse to certain topics, we want to make sure that there's resources available to people. And actually, Katherine, in your experience, the metaverse, which is the virtual reality world for people who are listening in for the first time, that's been kind of a resource of healing for you as well. We just want to get back to that and then talk about resources. And Mike has his information.
Well, and I just want to mention, I'm also going to make a store that is going to be functional for resources for people that are dealing with domestic violence. I would like to have that as one of the businesses that's in Serenity Cove.
Nice.
So look for
Resource
that.
center.
Yes, I'm having a
That's
resource
actually
center.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
have a resource center.
An
Yeah.
actual
Resource
resource center. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm working on that now.
No, that's
All right,
awesome.
so Iceman had some questions that he specifically had for you, and so we're gonna get those questions from Iceman now.
I got one right now that I kind of wanted to ask. So I have a friend who, and I am obviously not going to call anybody out, but she's going through it, an actual having problems.
Domestic.
She doesn't want me to say anything to anyone or get any authorities involved. She don't want me to do it. She's like, no, don't do it. Like that would ruin our friendship. And I said, well, here's where you need to go then. Like I was giving her, after researching this, primarily I like this whole idea because it went towards her, right? So I gave her some numbers and she's like, I can't have this on my phone. What if he sees it? Right. So,
Oh my
no, it's kind of bad, right? So like, if that's the case, I know I'm putting you right on the spot, right? I know this isn't your expertise, but if someone were to ask you, because you've gone through this, how would you approach that person and get them help? Should I just call the authorities and say, let's just let it ride, or what?
In your opinion?
Yeah, in your opinion,
Well,
yes.
in my opinion, I've taken sociology and psychology courses, but that does not make me a counselor of any kind. Although people do ask me for my opinion on things just like you are. But in my opinion, having gone through domestic violence in more places than one, I would ask her the question of, why are you staying? That's one of the first questions I would ask her. And if she's scared enough that he would see it on her telephone and he would go off on her, if she is in physical danger, she needs to get out now. Why is she staying? Are there children? Is it finances or what? But there is always help. Like you're going to show, you've shown the places where you can go get help. There are places to get help. There are shelters. And I know shelters are not the best place to go. If you're used to living a certain way, a shelter is not the best place. But she needs to get away from there. If she's that afraid, she needs to go. She needs to leave. Their relative or somebody. She doesn't, you know what? I'm guessing she doesn't want other people to know the situation.
Right.
And I did. One of the first things my brother said to me was, we didn't know. Why did you hide that? Why did you hide that from us? That's one of the first things my brother said to me. So she should stop protecting him because he doesn't obviously give a care about her. So she needs to stop protecting him, get some help, and tell family and get out of there. Get out of there as quickly as she can. Because if she's that afraid that he could see her phone, then it doesn't need to be there.
I think one of her things is she has a kid that's older now. That's not an issue in their relationship, but she keeps telling me, I think he'll change once this happens. I think he'll change. And I keep saying, if he hasn't changed in the last dozen things, why is he going to change this time?
Nope.
And you know that's one of the things that people who go through abuse want to believe. They want to believe this is the last time, and that abuser will continually say, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I won't do it again." But they always do.
Well,
They always do. It will not change.
it's all the classic things, researching your book and looking into further things. She has all the classic signs of, he knows when he went too far and he buys her something and he makes her happy.
Right.
And she always says, well, he took me out to dinner. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna, and I don't want to get too detailed, but like, you can physically see that there's an issue, right? Like that taking you out to dinner doesn't change things. And I'm worried that it's going to progress, but that's like my thing. And we're not experts. And that's why I kind of just brought this up, but just in case, but you basically, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, like we always say, we're three old guys doing a podcast, so a lot of this is just our opinion and our experience over our lifetimes and stuff like that. So I was thinking the other day when I knew we were going to do this, Katherine, with her book, Dysfunction, Weight of Dysfunction, that can be found on Amazon. Excellent read. Let's get a picture of that right there.
Yeah, it is on Amazon. Yeah.
Katherine Carter. Yep. I'm thinking I'm gonna blame society on not taking priority in raising our youth and taking a societal approach, because when was that stuff okay to lay hands on? Like, it seems like the more our youth grow and get more nonsensical in just the way they approach things, like everything's with attitude, everything's about violence, everything's about fighting. So it stands to reason why eventually, as they grow up and become, when they go boys to men, that all of a sudden they think it's okay to bring that violence into their household. Like you see it kind of like that trend. It's like their kids
Yes,
acting a fool,
definitely.
acting a fool, thinking it's okay to walk the streets and knock somebody out because it's funny. Poor guy has a heart attack at I think a clerk had a heart attack in a store. Instead of these clowns helping him and calling 911, you know what they did?
Recorded it. Recorded
No,
it.
not even
They
recorded.
recorded it.
Stealing stuff from the store. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I'm
I
like,
didn't see that.
wow. How were you raised? I mean,
Yep,
seriously,
yep.
because if that happened, and I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong, but there's no way on this planet that I would have saw that man collapse and fall and not try to figure out how to get
Never.
help. Not even
Right.
thought about going into the cash register and stealing stuff. So my thing is, it's something about the grassroots. We're not giving enough for education. We're always cutting after school programs. I had them. Anybody listening from
We were just talking
Park
about
Avenue
that.
in Orange, across the street from Park Avenue Elementary. I think it was the other part of Center Street across Park Ave. And we had a summertime thing where we had graham crackers, activities, and chocolate milks, and we just had fun, and it kept us off the street. My point is that where's that program?
Where?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where's the program that were in your neighborhood?
Parks and Rec. I used
these
to
kids
go to the Parks
are
and
being
Rec
raised on the street.
every during the week during summertime.
We had
It's
we
the
had
suburban
Parks and
kids too. It ain't just the hood. Somebody always want to throw it in that's hood. Don't get me wrong. There's some intensity in the hood, but it's happening in regular suburban town too, where these kids
It
are
is.
just raised in a particular way. And I'm no expert. I don't know what to say about it or how to even go about correcting it because, good lords, the government's not going to put money towards that. I mean,
But we see it.
we can get a couple
Well,
more jet fighters up for 50 billion.
you do know a lot of the domestic violence is in
least
suburbia.
two.
They're hiding. A lot of the domestic violence is in suburbia and they're hiding. I was living in the suburbs for part of my time. And a lot of the domestic violence is hidden is in the suburbs because people are living at a certain level that they don't want people to know that this is going on. And the kids are growing up seeing that their fathers are doing this to their mothers or their mothers are doing this to their fathers. And they're thinking it's an okay way to live.
Yeah,
They're thinking there's nothing wrong
desensitized.
with it. And it
They
just
see the
goes through the
violence.
generations. Yeah.
It needs to stop.
It needs to stop.
Way we need to. It just needs to stop.
Just have a
Just
day,
have a day of say,
I'm done.
I'm done.
Well, there are some people that see that and say, I'm never going to be like that. Those kids growing up won't have that problem. But there are the other ones that they're swayed evilly. They're like on the fence. They're like, hey, mom does eventually listen. Dad does get what he wants. I like that. And then they say, this is how I treat my future girlfriends. Or, you know.
One of the definite problems is the sons start treating the mother the way the father is. I didn't have that problem.
I've been seeing that
I
too.
never had that issue, but the sons sometimes start mistreating the mothers the way the fathers are doing, and the fathers
Not
condone
in
it.
front of
I
me.
just saw a horrible thing online where I don't know, I forget who mentioned for me to see this, but the father was recording his son doing
That was years ago.
saying
That was a
horrible
while
things to
ago.
the mother. Yeah.
The fact that he thought that was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that, the story was, and I'm the one that told to Catherine, this guy, and some people can look it up. I would say this happened in the early 90s. I'm not really sure. Literally, the guy had his son record him abusing. When I say verbal abuse on a different level, he ended up going to jail.
The dad?
It was like, the fact that he was like,
he should.
you ain't shit. You always, I mean, I can't even repeat everything he said because I don't really remember it. I just remember watching it, and I'm telling you, it was the fact that he grew up thinking that was okay in any capacity. Anybody can have a disagreement or argument, stuff like that. But the fact that people treat people the way in that particular way,
respect is gone.
I'm telling you,
Like respect for life and respect for people in general is
aliens are gonna have to wipe us clean,
hard
start us
to
over.
find.
Prometheus.
Well, the bottom line is it's not going to change. He's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. It might start with me. It started off as a smack on the foot once. And then it just
Smack on the foot.
It's
yeah,
weird.
That's all it starts.
Yeah, just smack on the foot.
If you accept the slap on the foot,
Yeah.
then it's
then
okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
But if she
But
would
if she would have made,
it might have been
if
she
she
not knowing and again not playing
going back,
but had you
maybe stopped it
at the
of the foot,
then he might
then he
not
might
have
not have
escalated
escalated it and kept going. But I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying that.
But if we
as people can stop it
before it gets too crazy, then it might help.
It might, yeah, because mine escalated to sitting on top of me when I was pregnant. actually sitting on top of me, saying he was preventing me from hurting myself. Hurting myself? Aren't you? I mean, I'm pregnant. You're sitting on top of me. Come on. You know?
Then
Wow.
but then also women, God, I'm not gonna say women. Okay, I'm not gonna say women have a responsibility, but sometimes you got to be careful. And I'm not talking about you specifically. This is actually such a overall conversation. There's just certain instances where this is true, where women have to be careful who they choose to have a child with too. Because
This
what
is so
happens is now my thing is a man with multiple felonies or has been through the system or just like, has some street stuff and all that stuff. He might not be a bad person. But, you know, maybe you should take a step back and really take a look at because if your boyfriend is still robbing people on weekends and he's still
If
no,
he's
I'm just
not
saying, if he's still
reformed,
robbing people,
chances
Chances
are, if
are,
he's not reformed,
if he's still in the
right?
street hustling
Yeah.
and if he's, beating up people on the weekends and going to the club with a gun, I don't know, maybe having a child by him and him being your boyfriend, maybe you should
right. Might
take a
not,
look
Well,
might
at
see,
not be the
another
best.
option.
that was the case with me. In my
Oh,
case,
I know. I know.
yeah, yeah. That I mean, my ex-husband is a professional. I mean, he's an engineer, respected. You know,
Mhm.
but it didn't stop with him. And that's one of the things I wanted to mention. Sometimes when we are in that situation, as we go on, we don't realize the failings that we have in choosing, just like you were saying, Doc, who people choosing
Accountability.
the wrong people. I mean, I went and married 3 more times after that. And each person was abusive in their own way. And it's not just physical abuse, it's verbal, financial, mental, all kind, emotional, all of those. You can be abused without being hit. And I
Girl,
was.
sorry to
And
hear
that's
that.
why and one of the things that people who are being abused need to do, and this is what I've done, is to step back and figure out what is within you that is causing you to choose and accept that kind of behavior.
Right.
Personally, I've been alone since my divorce in 2016, 18, whatever it was. I choose not to get involved too heavily into any relationship without looking into it. See, and then we have PTSD, and you have to watch out for that too, because then you might have somebody good that's trying to talk to you, and you're looking for the red flag, you're looking for the flags, you're looking for all of
Right.
that. You have to be careful of that too. So I would say that you probably need to speak to somebody, speak
Mhm.
to a counselor, get all that out of you before you start going in. If you've been heavily abused,
You're saying
get some,
after you get out of a bad
Right.
relationship.
Well,
yeah, get some
are
help.
there? I have a question for you, real quick. I just came to my head just a second ago. So let's say Mike called one of those resources that we have on our list that we're going to show in just a little bit. Let's say they are informed. Will they reach out to her without my bringing up his info and kind of talk? Is that something that is done?
No, not with, from what I have seen, they are very secretive about how they handle it because they know what they're dealing with. They will not reach out. And if they do, they don't say who they are. But sometimes if somebody gets a call, my second husband was very jealous. So if I were to get a call from somebody and they didn't give who I was, who they were or anything, he'd accuse me of being involved with another man and go off.
Right.
So
I could see
they
that.
don't usually reach out. They ones I've been involved with, I'm saying, I don't know if they're all the same, but usually they're very careful about how they handle it because they know what people are dealing with.
Right.
Which is good.
Which is good.
That they
That
they're careful about that.
about that.
They're very careful. And like I said, if you have to run into a shelter at night because you're being attacked, been there myself with that. And that wasn't even with, that was with somebody I was dating. He attacked me. So see, I'm telling you,
Wow. So do you, okay, just listening to what you just said is
yeah,
people fall back into patterns, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's where you're saying that a counselor or something would help because
yeah,
that might get you out of that pattern instead of you just going, okay, I'm done with that relationship. Let me jump into something else. So
yeah,
therapy would help, counseling would help. And those numbers, all the national numbers, they can all get you in touch with local areas, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Okay, so we had some chat
questions.
questions. So I have,
and this was
a
very
good question
by
by
Donna Stan.
Donna Stan.
So
So
the girls that like the bad
boys.
What about them?
What about them?
They will take a lot more abuse than an ordinary person. They kind of like it. They kind of they like the attention is what it is. They want these are people usually who want attention, and just because it's bad attention, it doesn't matter. He's giving them attention. If you're an attention getter and you're getting that attention, it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad.
And that's something on their also that they may be dealing with personally, that they're looking for that bad boy. They lack something in their house, in their home life growing up, and they accept that, like, this is what I want. They might have came from an abusive family themselves and looked at the woman and said, this is how it is. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same
Yes.
thing. If you're the abuser or the abusee, I guess is the word. I don't know.
And the funny thing is,
I don't want to talk too much about my dad, but I would say that, well, my mom and my dad were abusive to each other, but my dad was kind of abusive to my mom. I've never seen my dad hit my mom, but there were threats with different armaments at times. It was, my parents argued a lot. So when I was hit on my foot, it didn't really gel to me that that was so much of a
why are you
bad
hitting
thing.
me? Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't a
Yeah,
red flag. It wasn't a red
no,
flag. Like you
it
talked
was
about
not.
the last podcast.
Right.
Red flags.
No, it was not. And I did hear things, like we would be upstairs and we'd hear things downstairs that sounded like hitting, but I don't know that they were. I never saw my dad hit my mom, but they argued profusely. And I do know he did threaten her with a gun at one time. And that's not something I usually tell, but now I've told everybody. But yeah, my dad threatened to shoot my mom and us. So yeah,
And that
Okay.
and my
And that has happened in history.
My sister and I were so
All right.
dumb. We slept in the same room. We put a pillow over us and we said, okay, if dad comes in to shoot us, we're just going to pretend like we're dead and he'll leave because he'll think we're dead.
it's so sad that kids
But you have to come up with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's great
We
about this whole thing? I know we're talking about a very, serious subject, but you know what's great is that we've had this conversation before the podcast where in the
in the multiverse.
metaverse.
Multiverse.
We
Yes,
met as
we have.
Yeah,
friends. So
the
so I always
metaverse.
want to bring that in because I know we talk about serious subjects, but soon we're going to talk about metaverse and all its benefits. But this was great because we didn't even know each other, but you were able to have that discussion with us on an individual basis because
Yes.
after a while you got to know our personalities. That's one of the things I
Mhm.
really like about the metaverse that the rest of the world hasn't really figured out yet, but it is coming where you can have these safe spaces where you can talk to somebody. I'm not saying get counseling. I mean, that's an official thing.
Right.
You have to be
Yeah.
careful with OSHA,
But
not OSHA. Um,
it is a form of counseling
it's
when
a,
you don't
a
know
good
the people.
conversation,
Yeah, you don't know the people that well, but you feel
right?
comfortable enough to say, respect their opinion, and this might be the perfect person to ask.
Mhm.
Like, because they're not in my bubble, but I include them in my friend group.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Without being
Yeah.
overly exposed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
I
if
mentioned what
anybody
happened.
of you out
I'm
there,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go on, Catherine.
Go on, Catherine.
I mentioned to me what happened to me as a child, which shows how it just moves along, that you don't, if you see something happening as a child, you don't see these red flags as you're going on. So somebody could be right now treating their child not the proper way. And if they've heard my story, maybe the mother is seeing or the father is seeing that the abuse that's happening in their household is not going to be good for their child. It's going to affect them later in life.
Once they
So
become
that's
grown.
why I mentioned what happened to me as a child, because I have picked four, count them, four husbands who were abusive. So, it just keeps going. It just keeps
Right.
going. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Well,
I'm glad
I'm
you were
glad
able
you
to
were able to
share
share
and
and
open this up,
open this up
because for
because for
those
those
people,
people,
whether it be
whether it
male
be
or
male or
female,
female,
that are
that are
dealing with,
dealing with,
this
this
domestic
domestic
violence. And
violence.
again,
And
don't
again,
just
don't
think
just think
it's only
it's only
women
women
that are
that
being
are being
involved in
involved
domestic
in domestic
violence. There are
violence.
women
There are
as
women
well
as
that
well that
are doing
doing
domestic violence
domestic
as
violence
well.
as well.
So
Yes,
for you
So for
definitely.
males
you
and
males and
females that
females
are
that are
struggling with it,
struggling with with it. These are resources. We do have places in the multiverse to go into. She's going to create another resource center.
That's excellent. Yeah, resource center.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
So for those of you that need those resources or want a place to go, we're going to be posting them on here as well, and they'll be in the multiverse. For those of you that will eventually get in the multiverse, once you guys get your Oculus or the Google Glass or the Google ones that are coming out soon, you will all be eventually in there anyway. So just come on in.
Just come on in.
Well,
the resource to be there.
So
Women's World.
My friend,
Women's World.
My friend is not in this state anymore, so it's harder for me to be right there next to her. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. So that's why I think the local agencies are another important thing.
Mm-hmm.
We have we're going to post the national ones, but local agencies are very important too.
And tell her to go to the Red Cross that's there, because they oftentimes have a list of the domestic abuse
at the Red
Cross. Because one of the things I always did when I was working for corporate America was when they came around and said, donate to the Red Cross. What agency do you want? Even mine was always Battered Women's Shelter. Always. And even now, that's where my money goes. If I donate, is to domestic violence, battered women's shelters.
Yeah, and I think they changed that. I think they changed their name slightly, but because I searched it and it came up with a new name. So even if you search that, if you search that name, it'll bring you to the right spot.
So I just want to real quick, we have some chat, people leaving some chat. Angie, yes, safe space. Multiverse is a safe space. And she said hello. Hey, Angie. And then Taylor said hi. And she's so inspiring. Yes, she is. Thank you for sharing. And Donna says hi.
My daughter Taylor. Yeah.
Yep.
And my sister Angie and my mom Donna.
Yeah, so that's right. Everybody's covered.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Everybody's covered.
Hey, family.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Stan family's watching. I wonder what's my wife doing.
She's right there.
Okay,
she's right. I'm here. Yeah, I'm
Is
here.
she gonna feed you? I see the fridge.
Yes. He's just coming.
We
already got it. We're good. No, we're good.
Wait,
hold on. Where's my bourbon? I even got my bourbon here.
What's on top of the fridge? Food. Let me see what we got.
Wait, you can see a paper plate.
There's a paper plate.
No, get away. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I have the background. Yeah.
It's good to see you guys again. This was a surprise to me for anybody who's watching. I didn't know he was over there.
No.
What's funny? You said something, and you said, I don't know what he's doing. I'm like, oh yeah, well and I was like, I shut up. I just stopped talking.
Because I've been here since Friday. So I'm excited.
You said he probably had to let his dogs out.
When you said I probably had to let...
He didn't, but I was like, no, I can't say he didn't let his dogs out.
No. Nope. So I'm coming your way next, Doc.
Actually, Taylor said, when are you coming down here? Or Tracy did.
Yeah.
Oh, me up to Washington State?
Yeah. You can write it off as a conference.
From the East Coast.
No. You can write it off because you could say you met with me as a patient. So, yeah. Write it off, dude. Write it off.
Come on out.
Catherine?
It's always nice when people who meet in the metaverse can meet in person. I think that's so wonderful.
It was natural too. So I was nervous, not to change the subject, but I was like, oh man. And then all of a sudden he calls me and he goes, are you going to open the door? And I was like, shoot, he's at my house. So then he comes in and it was natural. I'm like, I let him in my bedroom. Like I showed him all around. Like it was almost like it was very comfortable feeling. And I was like, it was no hesitation of anything. It was really actually a very smooth transaction.
Of course, security had to escort me around.
I'm in a small town, so they saw a black person. They're like, wait a second. Let me call the Stan family. Let me call the Stans. See if he's allowed here.
Like, whoa.
Make sure we get all the documentation set up.
I didn't fill out the right papers. That's what happened. I didn't fill out bringing in someone of color.
Tell Cassandra we're on the podcast now. Cassandra said she couldn't see it in Serenity Cove, but now she said she left out.
we never.
She had the nerve to say she left out.
Put it
I
in
put
there,
it in there,
but
but
then
then
I forgot to put it back in there
We had a
again.
problem.
Cassandra,
Yeah.
you
I
don't
sent
don't.
it to Jerry. I sent it to
You can do it
Jerry.
now,
I
actually.
sent it to Jerry.
To give apartments to people who were watching.
No, I
in
know,
there.
but I did send a link to Chronic. I
Now-
sent a link to Chronic.
Explain to people why apartments are interesting in the metaverse. Like you say these apartments, and I'm sure there's some people that will look at the show in the future like, what apartments? What are you talking about? Why are apartments so important, and what can you do with them?
Yeah, Catherine, you're giving away apartments.
Uh-huh.
You take it.
Giving away apartments. That's because I'm like somebody I don't like, and I just give things away. But apartments are, because it's digital assets that you're getting, and they're going to be probably, I'm not going to say that guarantee it, but they're probably going to be worth something in the future if you have digital real estate. What, did I say something wrong?
No.
Well, not exactly. I just say with the metaverse, with the multiverse, we just want to be careful. I'd rather just the fact that they serve as a website to establish whatever you want, whether it's personal or business. We start going into the financial aspect. We don't know where that's going to go as far as that platform.
Now it's still considered a game, really.
It's still considered a game.
It is
yes.
a game.
Consider it a game.
Our hope is in the future.
I sell Peppered Chef.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say.
Even
though it's a game, there's still practical applications for apartments.
Absolutely.
People are doing business in there. Yeah.
They are.
You can bring your business into the metaverse, whether it's the multiverse or whatever app that you're in. I also do work over in Meta Horizon. I have a bingo hall over there. Can I plug it? It's called
go ahead.
Bingo Under the Stars. We're there every Monday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. Pacific. And we give out houses and other assets.
I've gotten a couple of things. So, yeah, it's very cool.
And this week,
I see some of your assets.
Tomorrow night, we have a great one. We have.
Can I see your assets?
Lord, no, she plugging everything now.
Your assets.
Somebody ask another question because she's plugging everything in now.
Devil.
You know?
What about those assets?
I know. She's like, I got the Eiffel Tower thing.
Giving away the Eiffel Tower.
I saw it. I was in there last night.
That was so awesome. Yeah, the Eiffel Tower
nice.
there.
I think it was cool, but I had to go let my dogs out, so I didn't get to see it.
Yeah,
I heard. Yeah, we heard.
So that's
cool.
But
hey, Catherine, we are so excited that we were able to do this recap and get some resources together. So unfortunately, we were going to do a video of all of these resources. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to post in the link down below of all of the resources for everyone to get to.
And also, we'll make a separate video on Tri-Virtual.
Oh, actually, yeah.
We'll just put it as a separate video. We'll just label it
just the resources
from
right.
Yep, it's a minute long, and it just goes through a slideshow of resources for people to be able to get, and also to focus on children too, because children's are, they're the victims also.
Yes, Angie, I will be coming over to see the kids. Emma and Dylan.
Dylan, can you let the dogs out?
I'm sorry. Come on, guys, go.
He's still letting dogs.
Yeah, look.
He's going to get bit. He's going to get bit. Those who are listening, don't forget that we have the foundation helping every American reconnect together, which is the Heart Foundation.
What's up, Rolo?
That's the Heart Initiative.
Helping every American reconnect together.
Yep.
It's not, even though we say American, I always say that's open to anybody. Things we're going to be doing in the future. And we have the slogan, "In the chaos we give, in giving we heal." So keep in mind what we're trying to do.
I love that slogan.
Me too.
I've got to get that down.
Yeah, so we're trying to do a lot of things because I know, Iceman, you said somebody asked the question whether or not this is a religious program. And I think what people have to understand, again, 4 old guys just talking about life experiences, we thought this was an extremely important topic. And then we're also going to be goofing around in the metaverse, flying planes, trying to shoot each other. So we're going to, we're going to mix it with a whole bunch of stuff.
So as far as it being a religious, it's not a religious podcast.
Right, it's not religious.
But we're based in faith.
We are.
Right.
We
believe that
Amen.
We should concentrate on. And so like Devlin started doing the actually, when Doc, you said Doc suggested us ending with a prayer. which that shocked me. But
yeah, nobody's gonna really believe that.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
know.
it's
So,
true.
but
Yeah,
anyway,
no,
I agree. It's great.
yes.
I think we should
Yeah.
rotate, though. I think Doc should also say a closing prayer at some
Look,
point, and I don't
any
mind
way to
doing
get
it.
better, any way to in life. If it's religion, whether it's hobbies, whether it's just trying to be a better person, stabilize your life. I mean,
Amen.
as we go through all this stuff, I noticed like adulting is a pain in a way. I mean,
Really?
it's rough.
It
You know,
is.
it's a pain.
Teenage daughter?
Um,
Adulting for a teenage daughter?
Congratulations
Yes.
to my daughter, by the way, finishing up.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I don't know if she wants me to say anything.
Congratulations.
My daughter, no, don't say it. She fussed me out because she was like, "Dad, I wanted to make an announcement." I'm like, "You got into the school like 4 months ago. Like, I can't tell anybody." So she
If you
fussed me
didn't
out.
have an announcement by then,
Now she just graduated from another school, but I don't know if I can say that.
I
My
don't know.
gosh.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
you can. Your dad, you get a pass. You get a pass.
She's getting ready to go to the school that I posted on Facebook 4 months ago. In this fall, I don't know if I can say that.
See, yes, you can because you're dad. You get a pass.
I'm not
You get a
saying it.
pass.
Dad, don't.
Dad gets a pass.
Congratulations to
Dad
your
gets a
daughter.
pass.
That's
All the time.
wonderful.
All the time.
Well,
Where
She's
is
going
it?
to-
Where is it?
If your daughter needs some help with
She's-
a CNA, my daughter passed her CNA, so she
Well,
can help you healthcare wise.
Congratulations, Noel.
We're gonna have
Noel.
it all around.
Where'd she go?
Where's she going? Going to Georgetown Law and just finished up Columbia University Masters. And my
Yeah, that's
youngest
wonderful.
daughter, Nyla, my youngest girl, Nyla, she's going to finish up at FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology. So I love my little daughters. I probably get fussed out for saying it. I don't know. Who knows? Because,
Yeah, that's all
daughters
right.
are finicky.
It's good. It's
Daughters are
good.
finicky.
Well,
Why'd you say that online? I ain't want nobody to say I wanted to.
Be thankful that they watch the podcast to call you out.
That
Well,
gonna
I
phone
know
work.
my daughter loves me talking about her. You know, so like I said, she's now a CNA, so she can help out with my health care, which I'm gonna need. So yeah, I'm already setting it up. She's gonna be my healthcare provider.
Yeah.
Well, if you all are bragging, let me brag.
Yeah,
Oh, what you got over there?
There we
What's that
go.
over there?
bragging on her.
Told you
Yeah,
not to touch it.
Go
Told
ahead,
you don't
let's
touch it.
brag. Go ahead.
She has a piano in the back.
If you, I do. I have that's my keyboard. For bragging, let me brag on my granddaughter who was in a dance competition yesterday, and her
Yeah, I saw the video.
solo all placed platinum. So congratulations.
Wow, that's good too.
Hey, congratulations.
Did your granddaughter?
A granddaughter, yeah.
Proud grandma.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
they
cool.
call me grandmama because I don't like grandma, so they call me grandmama.
We're
Just
gonna
like I'll be
switch it
with-
up
Grams,
for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
All right. So Iceman's
Okay.
gonna close us out in prayer today. We want to
Can I say
thank.
one more thing? Can I say one more thing?
Yes, yes,
You can say multiple things.
Pertaining
better
to
not plug a
domestic
business.
violence.
yes. Please bring it around.
Secretive, holding secrets and keeping things in does not help you. In fact, it hurts. You should confide in relatives, go get help. You need to bring it out. You cannot take it secretively in your house, hoping that the person who's abusing you is going to change, because they will not change. It'll get worse. And perhaps people will be staring down at you instead of staring up at you. So
Wow.
go get help, go speak with somebody, confide, and just get some help. Don't keep it to yourself. I did, and it was wrong. And that's what
Yeah.
So Angie, I guess I might be coming over today. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They just said
Okay.
that. So we're gonna close out in prayer. It's Mike's turn. So we want to thank everybody for joining Tri-Virtual Roundtable. Also, go to our Patreon. Look us up. We're looking for your support. Please look us up. Tri-Virtual Roundtable. Patreon. Find us. All right.
Yeah.
It's all you, Mike.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us all here today together. Thank you for giving Devlin a safe trip to Washington State. And thank you for all our listeners out there. And hopefully the message from Katherine and the experiences she's gone through and the fact that she wrote a book, hopefully that can help people out there that need help. It's greatly needed. Just want to thank everybody, and may God be a part of your life. And when you think about living your life, think of a Christ-like life that will help immensely in everyday activities for you and your family. I'll say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
And also, don't forget any religion that you follow, whatever gives you peace and solace and helps you through.
That's it. Yep, that's true too.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Love you all. You guys have a great time. See you next week.
We're gonna go ahead and end the live. Go ahead and everybody stay on here. for a little bit.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.